Welcome to Dr. Jalil Photography. In last few videos, I have been demonstrating the background in macro photography on my tabletop studio. How to make blurry background for macro photography. I have discussed three issues. One is the distance between the subject and the background. We don't want messy background in macro photography as well as in portrait and street photography. So we want a blurry background so that our subject can stand out in the frame. And also, there are other issues like f-stop. As we increase the f-stop, the aperture becomes smaller, we get more and more depth of field. As we get more and more depth of field on the subject, as well as we get more of depth of field on the background. So we get messy background with the increasing depth of field. So we need to make a balance between the f-stop and background blurriness. Another issue is magnification. As we increase the magnification, our depth of field becomes narrow and narrow and narrow, as well as background becomes blurry. So I have discussed all these three issues in last few videos. I'll give the link of those videos down below in the description. But today, I'm making another episode, how to create a totally black background. You can see a violet color orchid flower over here. I'll be doing a photo shoot of this flower to create a totally black background. Let me explain the setup in details, how I have created an environment in my studio to have a totally black background for this orchid flower. Before going there, let me explain my gear. I'll be using Sony a7R III camera and a Godox MF12 flash single unit with a radiant diffuser on top of it. So this is my main flash lighting source. So I'll keep it on the side of this flower. Let me explain the principle of making black background first. My subject is here. I don't want any light coming from the background of this subject. Anything behind this subject, light will come to my sensor and I'll not have a black background. If you have a long studio, a big studio, then you may be more comfortable doing it. But in my case, I have a very small tabletop studio in my study room, so I do not have enough space behind this subject. So what I did, I placed a black color backdrop behind this subject so that no light is reflected from that black color backdrop to my sensor. Let me show you the backdrop. I think you can see the black color backdrop behind my subject. The black color backdrop is number one item for this photography today. Now I'll take some pictures and I'll show you step by step, and I'll show you on my LCD screen how it looks. Let me show you some test shot in this setup and with this lighting setup due to my videography. I have got several lights around me for this videography. So there is one light on the left, and there is several light on top of my studio to have a lighting for my video. But whenever I start shooting, I need to switch off some of it because these lights will go to the backdrop and reflect some lights from there to my sensor along with my flower. Let me show you. Let me take some pictures with this current lighting setup. Yes, it is black behind my subject, but I can see some lights on the corner, and there must be some light on the backdrop as well, which I cannot see in the screen, in the LCD screen over here. But when I'll put it in the computer, I'll definitely have some noise and some light coming from the backdrop. What I'm going to do, I switch off some major lights for videography, and you will not see me anymore, but I'll show you the pictures from the LCD screen. I've switched off all my light in my studio. I've also put a curtain on my window. This is afternoon, so there are a lot of light outside, and sorry you cannot see me anymore, but I'll show you the picture of my flower in this dark setup in my studio. And I'm sure you will not see any more light in the backdrop. Let me focus a little bit. Even after I switched off all the light on my studio, I can see some white specks on my black background. That is because of this flash. I have to move it back a little bit. I am moving the flash a little bit. Take one more picture. Yes, it is totally gone now. There is no more white specks in the picture. There is no more white specks in the frame, so I had to move that flashlight a little bit. But what I have noticed, this side of the flower is illuminating nicely and this side is slightly darker. Other side of the flower is slightly darker. What I am going to do now, I am going to put a reflector. This is a white color reflector. I am going to put it against this flash on the other side of the flash, so that some of the flashlight is reflected from this white reflector. Turn it a little bit back. It's much better. Still there is a little bit over here, just a couple of inches back. It's absolutely fine. I'm using flash strength of 1/2, and I'll take a couple of more pictures with moving the flash slightly. Excellent black color background. Now I'll be taking few more picture with some extra light. I'll give a diffuse light, extra light at the bottom of this flower, so that I can have, see, I just place this torch light at the bottom to get some illumination from the bottom. Focus a little bit. Slightly better with the bottom illumination. I'm checking the pictures so far I have taken. I'll take few more pictures, turning the flower a little bit and focus again. I've changed the angle of the flower. I've taken several pictures, turning the flower left and right to have a different angle, and at the end of the video I'll show you all the pictures I've taken now. I switched on all the studio light. Let me tell you a few more things. You see, I have placed that flash on the side of the subject, not in front of the subject. I did not put flash over my camera, because if I put a flash from the front, the light will go to the backdrop and there will be plenty of light on the backdrop. So you cannot put for making a black background pictures, you cannot put the flash directly in front of the subject. You can do it, but in that case you've got to have a sufficiently long gap from your subject. But if you have a smaller studio, if you have a less space on the back of the subject, in that case you cannot put a flash from the front. That is very important. And also it would have been better if we have a two flash on both sides. But since I am using one flash, I am using white color reflector on the other side, so that I have some light reflected on my subject from other side of the flower. Let me tell you one more thing. This is a big flower. So you will notice in my pictures today, all the flowers are not focused equally. In some picture you will see the front flower is focused and flower on the back is less focused. I will be uploading very soon another video for making a picture with totally focused from front to back using focus stacking technique. With the same setup, if you want to learn focus stacking, how to do focus stacking, please follow my channel. I have already uploaded several videos on focus stacking, but again I am making another one with this setup and a totally black background. Hopefully I will be uploading the focus stacking video next week. If you like my technique, if you are new in my channel, if you like photography, please do subscribe my channel. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Press the bell icon for my upcoming projects. Thank you for watching until the end. Bye bye.